Morning glory and evening grace, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Good Tuesday to you. Long after I've been looking for this interview for a long, long time. Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears is the Lieutenant Governor of my state, Virginia. I will be voting for her when I get back to Virginia. I'm going to do it early. I want everyone out there to do it early. Lieutenant Governor Sears, welcome to the Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the campaign?
Oh, hello, Hugh, and hello to your listeners. God bless all of you. The campaign is going very well. Let me tell you, there's only one poll that really matters, and it's the one that the voters show up to. And based on what's been happening, we've had a whole week now of early voting, and we're showing that when we look at the data, Republicans are voting at 84 to 90 some of their capacity, and the voting in the red leaning polls. But in the Democrat polls, they are voting at somewhere between 30 to 45, maybe 47, 50. So the enthusiasm is on our side. The momentum is on our side. And that's great because the people understand that this is serious times. And this election is not just for the next 4 years. It's for how Virginia is really going to move forward for quite some time. We have common sense. We're going to keep doing this.
Lieutenant Governor Sears, can we talk about schools first and often? Because where I live up in Northern Virginia, I'm inside the Beltway. The school districts have lost their mind. And I think you have an opening with parents up there because your opponent, Abigail Spanberger, she's just as left as every other crazy Democrat when it comes to schools.
Yeah, the issue is surprisingly very simple. Our girls need privacy when they're undressing in the locker rooms. My policy on common sense, allow the girls to undress without having to do so full front nude in front of a male. This is not hard. And yet my opponent not only voted, of course, for the policy to oppose girls undressing by themselves, but she also voted for the bathrooms, that they wouldn't be safe in their bathrooms. And then, of course, there's no safety in girls' sports when you have biological men in the sport. We've seen what happens. So it's no wonder that you see in some of these other states even that the girls are forfeiting. They're forfeiting the games because they didn't sign up for, to be hurt. So we just can't afford to have her. She's not good for us.
Now, Lieutenant Governor Sears, I always tell people, it's not just the athlete. It's the coach, it's the mom and the dad, it's the siblings, and it's the friends. It's a powerful issue when boys play in girls' sports. Have you found that to be the case as lieutenant governor, now as candidate for governor?
Absolutely so. There are 5, I would call them rogue school boards in Virginia, and they're all in Northern Virginia. And they are complying with the tenets of Title IX. Women worked very hard to get the opportunity to have the safe space, right? To have the opportunities for college scholarships. And you learn from being on sports teams how to be with one another, how to work together for the good of all. And yet they're being denied that. And my opponent keeps talking about, her 3 girls that she has. But I bet you she's not subjecting her girls to having to undress in front of men in locker rooms, in bathrooms, and girls' sports. So, yeah, she makes no sense. The people of Virginia voting for
She can't say that because the left wing of the Democratic Party is nuts. I don't know if you've run into that on the campaign trail. Are they harassing you as they have harassed every other common sense Republican out there?
Oh, absolutely. It's what they do. And, they're being paid to do that. Every time I turn around, there's somebody with some sign, some idiotic thing. And they don't even understand. I don't really care because, I'm from a third world country. I want you to speak your mind, whatever you want to do. Everybody has a First Amendment right. But, my side of the political aisle, we don't do this. We have work. We've got to go to work, so we don't have time to be protesting this, that, and the other. Folks, we've got to win. I need your help to do so. WinsomeSears.com.
WinsomeSears.com. Go and make a contribution. Governor Youngkin was on yesterday. He said the polls have got you in low single digits now. You've been surging for the last 2 months as people have turned their focus and their attention to this. Does the military know, because it's a big military state, especially down in Virginia Beach and all the area of the roads, do they know you're one of them, that you're military?
Oh, yes. Everybody knows that I'm a Marine. And, we love all of our veterans. By the way, we thank them so much for having put their life on the line. And we thank their families for, letting them do that, because you couldn't stop us from not joining the military. And while I'm here, I want to also say, God bless you to our law enforcement. I call them our first rescuers. And so we're just so glad that they run to the violence when we're running away from it. But yeah, people know that I'm a veteran, and they know that they can trust me, because I will defend and continue to deliver for Virginia. What am I going to talk about in delivering? Well, I want to make sure you keep more of your taxes in your pocket. You worked hard for it. Why not? We've returned about $9 billion to the Virginia taxpayers. And my opponent, she's already said she's going to tax you. But of course she is. That's her ideology. And furthermore, I'm going to keep you safe. I know how to do this as a Marine, of course, but just common sense. We cannot defund the police, which, by the way, Hugh, means, as you probably know, I'm sure you know, that the minute that you take the job, that anything happens, your assets could be taken from you. Your house, your car, everything would be gone. Would you take such a job? Of course you wouldn't. But and that's why I have 81 sheriffs who've endorsed me and said, you don't win, which I will, but you don't win. They said they're leaving, and of course they will. And by the way, I've had more sheriffs endorse me than our governor, but that's cool. That's wonderful. Historically, it's amazing.
Let me ask you one last question. Democrats are going to shut down the government tonight at 12:01 a.m., so it'll be early Wednesday morning. That's a lot of federal employees live inside the Beltway, and they're throughout the state of Virginia. Commonwealth has a lot. Does that come up? Are they leaving their party because their party has left them behind?
Well, again, here is my opponent, Abigail Spanberger. She's been hitting me, talking about Doge and everything. And, listen, there are politicians who say that they love us, and there are politicians who we need them to show that you love us. And so I'm saying directly to Abigail Spanberger, you've claimed to love federal workers. Tell Senators Kaine and Warner to not vote to shut down our government, because if they do, Abigail, then you know what happens. The federal workers will be out of a job. And remember, you've been hitting me all summer long talking about this. Well, we cannot afford to lose our federal workers, as you know. If you love them, you will tell Abigail, you will tell Kaine and Warner to vote against a shutdown.
Great way to end. And again, Winsome Sears. What's the best website to contribute on, Governor, Lieutenant Governor?
Well, winsomeforgovernor.com, Winsome and the four FOR spelled out, winsomeforgovernor.com. Best way. And by the way, I've been getting $5, and I received a check for $3. God bless them, because that's all they had, but they wanted to contribute something. So please go to my website. If you can afford more than $3, please put in more than $3. We're passing the offering bucket, folks.
WinsomeForGovernor.com. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Sears. We'll talk to you again as we get closer to vote, and I look forward to casting my vote for you in 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you. Go vote.
Thank you.
Vote for.
I will.